A training in Parkersburg today aimed to tackle the stigma surrounding mental health and addiction. Circles and the Parkersburg Engagement Project partnered with Westbrook Health Services for the session at the Center on Market. Reporter Cassidy Fury tells us how ending stigmas surrounding mental health and addiction can help pave a path forward.
Inside the Center on Market, a full room of community members spent the day learning how to challenge stigma tied to mental health and addiction. The training, put on with Westbrook Health Services, was hosted through a partnership with Circles and the Parkersburg Engagement Project.
Today's event was a combined training, community training, that was challenging stigma that Westbrook Health Services, we were able to partner with, and they did that training. And then we were doing a video reveal of breaking the stigma that is in partnership with Parkersburg's first Stigma Reduction Foundation.
Circle's Executive Director, Lisa Doyle-Parsons, says the point is to help people recognize stigma and understand how it can stop someone from getting help.
First, we delved into mental health and substance use disorder and how a lot of times those do overlap, but that labeling or stereotyping or stigmatizing often keeps people in a state of like giving up, feeling shame and giving up and not trying.
The training also included a video reveal focused on real recovery stories from the community, meant to shift the conversation from judgment to support. The video reveal was contributed by Parkersburg's first Stigma Reduction Foundation, still new, but already building partnerships.
We are trying to break stigma against mental health and substance use disorder here in Parkersburg.
Doyle-Parsons says they had to cap the training at 50 people because of space, and registration filled up. She says attendees came from a wide range of organizations, healthcare, schools, nonprofits, and local leaders, showing how broad the need is for stigma reduction tools.
The goal really was twofold. First was to learn new skills that they could apply not only in their personal life but professionally, that they could recognize what stigma is and how we can build a better community by working to reduce stigma. And then additionally, it was to be able to share the Breaking the Stigma video and be able to see real people from this community that have overcome being trapped in that life of active addiction.
At the end of the session, all 50 participants received a certificate of completion for the challenging stigma training. Organizers say the Breaking the Stigma video will have a public reveal in 2 weeks on Wednesday the 22nd at 6 p.m. at St. Joseph's Landing, followed by a deeper discussion. In Parkersburg, I'm Cassidy Fury with WTAP News.